Hello.
Every time.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Danielle.
And we are
turning two
into one.
Every week.
Got a little shine on this. Boy.
Yeah,
I had to put some powder. I need a makeup person. Can I get a makeup person?
Can you get a camera person? That would be
a cameraman. Right. Yeah, we'll get a cameraman nice? First. Okay. Right. Okay. This is our Marriage Monday. And so we are continuing our talk, our discussions on love and what love is. And so last week we talked about, we're in the 13th chapter of Corinthians, 1 Corinthians.
Yep.
And we talked about the motivations. The first few verses talked about how whatever you do should be motivated by love, or else it means nothing.
Absolutely.
And so I think we talked about that on last week and covered that, I think, very well. I hope it was. If you guys have any questions, feel free. Send us the questions that you might have through Facebook, and we will answer them the next time we come on. We're on a little later tonight than normal because we just got kids.
Yeah, roller skates.
Yeah, But
we weren't roller skating, but we were roller skating.
I would have had more fun if I was roller skating.
City doing kid stuff.
So,
yeah.
It is what it is. But right now, we're going to continue our talk on love. And we are going to begin with the 4th verse, 13th chapter of 1 Corinthians. And we are reading out of the Amplified Version.
Love endures with patience and serenity. Love is kind and thoughtful and is not jealous or envious. Love does not brag and is not proud or arrogant. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not provoked, nor overly sensitive and easily angered. It does not take into account a wrong endured.
You can stop right there.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we got to go back to 4. Yeah.
Man, I might have to start all over again. I don't know if I'm loving you right.
Well, let's try.
Well, Lord.
Okay.
Help me. All right, here we go.
Love endures with patience and serenity. We were talking about that right before we came onto the broadcast because we were trying to figure out what is this serenity and what does the serenity piece involve.
Serenity is peace. It's a sense of peace, a sense of calm. It's not just patience. Patience is what we consider waiting, right? But it's a calm waiting. It's not one of those where you're agitated and you're fidgety, waiting on this person to change. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so you're waiting, and your anxiousness on waiting for them to change or to become who you thought they were when you knew they weren't that in the first place. But that's a whole nother talk. But you're waiting for them to be this person, and you have to have a sense of calm and peace, knowing that love is what will win them over in the end. And but what they're doing is they're telling us this is how God loves us, with patience and in peace and serenity.
And it says love endures. When I think about endurance, I think about how we go to the gym and we work out and we build up our endurance.
Yeah.
Like when we first went to the gym, we weren't able to do as much as we do currently.
Yeah.
But that comes over time.
Yeah.
And so I think that love endures means that it may take some time.
It may take some time.
It may take some time with the patience and the serenity. Love is kind and thoughtful and is not jealous or envious.
Now, that jealous and envious, let me say this. You have to have a level of security in your relationship. And that security brings a level of peace. But that's not your responsibility. That's your mate's responsibility. You see, you should be able to rest and be comfortable in your relationship, not thinking that, they talking to this person or they hollering at this person, they doing nothing. Don't nobody want, that's a headache. Don't nobody want to have a relationship like that. And I'm not chasing after nobody. Okay, that's not God. If the person is committed themselves to you, then they should be committed to you. And they should make sure that you know through their actions that they're committed to you.
So it is not jealous or envious. Love does not brag and is not proud or arrogant.
When I think about that bragging, I think about how oftentimes we talk about what we did for our mates. You know, and you know, I don't know, maybe you can search the Bible and see how many times God said, for he loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten son. Check and see how many times you see that in the scriptures. You're not going to see that a whole lot of times, because he's not bragging about that. He says that that's a fact. He lets you know that's how much I loved you. He set the bar high, and then from there he don't say that again. And that's because he's not bragging. He did what he was going to do out of love. He doesn't have to brag. See, when people start bragging, they want other people to raise their level, to raise the level of how they view them. Well, I don't have to brag. Whatever I do it out of love. And whether or not it's recognized doesn't matter. I did it out of the right motivation. So if you're doing stuff so that they can recognize you for what you're doing, you have the wrong motivation. You got to go back and check it.
Yeah, but it is good to be recognized.
Oh, no doubt, it is. But that's not why I did it.
Yeah. That's.
But I am also careful to make sure that she knows that I appreciate her. Mm-hmm. But she's not cooking so that, you know, I just tell her every day, "Oh, you're such a good cook. You're such a good cook." No, she's cooking because I like to eat. You know, but yes, you do have to show that level of appreciation.
Mm-hmm. Love does not brag and is not proud or arrogant. It is not rude.
That says enough. Mm-hmm. We know couples that are so rude to each other and show more common courtesy to the person who brings their soup at the dinner table than their wife. Lady throw the soup. She might have spit in the soup. So, yeah, you be like, "Oh, thank you, baby. You're so nice." Yeah, okay. But this woman over here, you don't know how to treat her right, huh?
It is not self-seeking. What is it for me? What is it? What's in it for me?
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay. I don't know what to. Okay. Right. Self-seeking. Okay. So yes, what's in it for me? But that goes back to that braggadocious part, being braggish. Right. It is not provoked nor overly sensitive and easily angered. My apostle always talks about knowing, not sweating the small stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we talk oftentimes about knowing that you're dealing with a good-willed person, that they didn't intend to do some things.
Right.
Now, some things might happen and they might hurt you, and you might feel some kind of way. You might not feel comfortable with it. But did they really do it with the intent of hurting you?
Right.
And usually when you ask that question, usually you'll answer no, that they didn't do it to intend to hurt me. Because if that was the case and you thought they did it, I mean, really legitimately you thought they intended to hurt you, you got some serious issues inside your relationship.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we become overly sensitive or easily angered when we're immature in our relationships as well. Because I had the same conversation with our son earlier today, and I told him that, you know, a lot of times, a lot of things that he sees and that he does is because of lack of maturity. And because he hasn't grown up in an area. And so a lot of times you will become sensitive or easily angered. Then there are times where you could be overly tired.
Yeah.
You know, and so a lot of times your feelings are, we always talk about your buttons being pushed. If your buttons are on the surface, of course,
they easily get pushed.
They're going to be easily pushed. But your buttons could be on the surface because you're tired. Just, it could be anything.
And I think that speaks to that ebb and flow.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of got to know when your spouse is tired, when they're exhausted, and to know when to bring to them serious stuff.
Right.
You know, if you know they just coming off a 12-hour shift, don't bring them the heavy stuff. You know, can you let the man get a nap? You know, please. Or the woman. Let her get a nap. You know. All right.
All right. So we're going to.
It does not take into account a wrong endured.
Right.
All right. So now, this is something that we see often a lot in couples arguing back and forth, and they start to bringing up the past.
Yeah.
They started bringing up, okay, how you hurt me last time, and I remember when you did this, this, and this. I spoke on Sunday at class, and I talked about how God created us to remember. He created us to remember. And so forgetting it it's impossible. You know, what you can do, though, is you can pray that it doesn't affect you anymore. See, I remember things that have happened to me, and I remember hurtful things that have happened to me, but I don't let them affect me. You see, I have control over my emotions in that area. I have released that person. You see, they no longer have, you know, because when you give somebody that kind of control over you, every time you see that person, you feel in some kind of way. You can't have, you know, come home and you're mad at him because of what he did last week. You just be like, oh, man, you remember last week I was mad at you. Can you get over that? Now, I'm not saying that we should blow past stuff. No, let's address it, but then let's move on. Okay? Let's address it. Let's move on from it, but let's move on in a healthy way where we have discussed it.
Right.
We've aired whatever it is, and then don't do it again.
Exactly.
You know, don't ask her to forgive you and you still doing the same dumb stuff over and over again. No, that's wrong. So I think in that regard, what he's not talking about you continuously doing wrong and she's got to forget about it. No, you changed your behavior, you stopped it, you apologize, you repented, and then you turn from it. And so now don't bring it back up again.
Right.
But you've done all of those steps, and she has seen those steps.
Right.
He has seen those steps. So now you're clearing that. They shouldn't bring that back up.
Absolutely. Because you want to be forgiven as well. Because there are things that you have done that you want forgiveness for.
Yeah.
And you don't want that to be brought up every time a discussion comes up either.
And so, how would that be with God?
That's how God,
we wouldn't even
right.
want to have a relationship
Right.
with him.
Absolutely.
If every time we went to pray, he was like, hey, you remember when you, oh, God, for real?
I thought you said
For
you
real?
forgot that.
I thought you forgot that. I thought that was the East and the West. I thought,
Right.
So we're going to stop there because, let me see, we're at 12
Don't
minutes.
squint your eyes out like that.
I have my glasses, you know, and so we're going to stop there. And then we're going to pick it up on next week, talking about love. And then eventually we're going to get into talking about the different types of love and how do you know them, and how they should each have their own compartment. And how when they spill over into the different compartments with the wrong types of people and the wrong relationships, that's when you really suffer. So, all right. So we're going to let you go right now. And if you're a man and you're listening to this, we have a men's meeting that's at our church every Saturday at 6 a.m. It's called the Bomb Squad. So if you have opportunity, come on out. You know, I know you think it's 6 a.m. for real. Yes, 6 a.m. If you want to be a better man, come on out at 6 a.m. It'll change your life. All right?
Absolutely.
And so, as always, never, let me see here. Remember.
Never give up.
Never give in.
And never, ever let go. Or forget.
Yeah. Thank you, funny. All right. Bye-bye.